Card Fighters. We are Team Deus. My name is Brandon. Behind the camera we have Ethan.
G'day, mates.
Yep, the Australian right there. So today we are bringing you Thavas. I'm not even going to waste any time by making some joke about the Army, or the Navy in this case. We're going to get straight into my starter. It's Kelpie Rider Mitros. Some people play Bubble Edge. I play Mitros. So GB1, wave third time or more. Put this unit into your soul. When your Vanguard attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Thavas in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for one grade 3 Thavas. Call it to rearguard, shuffle your deck, and at the end of turn, return it to your hand. So not only do you get an extra attack, you get a grade 3 that bounces to the hand at the end of turn. So it's really good to help with Stride. This sets up Ultimate Stride if you're looking to go down that path, but it's available to you. So that's the starter. Straight onto them grade 3s. I've got 4 copies of the Resisting Supreme Ruler of the Storm Thavas. So this thing's pretty cool. So when your G unit strides, choose up to 1 card from your hand, call it to rearguard. Then you choose one of your rearguards, and until the end of turn it gets the continuous ability Resist. And if that rearguard has the wave ability, it gets continuous. This unit can attack from the back row. So you've got a unit that can potentially add to your attack count, make it even stronger. And then it's got this nice little skill, wave first or 4th time counterblast at the end of the battle that it attacked. You may pay the cost if you do stand the unit. So it is like a Adelaide, except it can work every turn rather than just the turn it's placed. You want to be this 99% of the time. You want to give your cards resist. You want to have cards that can attack from the back row. It's a great card. Moving on to the backup. The backup is another Thavas. This is the OG Thavas. I got the reprint from set 13 because I like the artwork more. When your G unit strides during your turn, you choose one of your Vanguards until the end of turn. It gets Vanguard. When your unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's the 4th battle of the turn, you can choose 3 of your opponent's rearguards, and your opponent chooses one of them and retires it. It's not that good. GB2, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's the 4th battle of the turn or more, until the end of that battle, this unit gets +1 crit, and your opponent cannot call grade 0s from their hand to the Guardian Circle. So this was that, like, back in the day when, like, they had, like, the emergency Vanguards, like, where, like, you didn't stride every turn. This guy was, like, good even if you were the grade 3. But now he's just here for name consistency. A lot of the deck operates on Thavas, so you need to be Thavas. 90% of the time you're going to be pitching this for Stride or calling it to the rear guard to just be an 11k attacker. You really want to be him. On to my grade 2s. 4 copies of Battle Siren Adelaide. So this card's pretty cool for a counterblast and a soul blast when it's placed on the rear guard. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Thavas in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do until the end of this turn, this unit gets +2k and auto. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks a Vanguard, stand it. So, restanding rearguards, more attacks, more waves, more power. That's how this deck works. This card adds to it. So, 4 of. This is more of the aggressive build. There are some like more draw-based builds, but I like the aggression this deck gives. 4 Tidal Assault. This is the shiny reprint, but it's still pretty damn cool. This thing has the once per turn skill. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked a Vanguard. If you have an Aqua Force Vanguard, stand this unit, and it loses 5k. So, number 1, the once per turn ruling means you can swing in and then refuse to stand it if you have a skill that'll restand it without losing its power. And number 2, if you really don't want to swing into the Vanguard first, you can swing into a rear guard, not restand, and then after you restand, then swing into the Vanguard to lose the power. So it's pretty cool. Once again, restanding rear guards, get those waves up, because that's how this deck works. 4 copies of Seepla. I literally just bumped this up from 3 to 4. If you have a Thavas Vanguard and its If you have a Thavas Vanguard, this unit gets 2k in resist. That's continuous both during your turn and your opponent's turn. So she is an 11k resistor all the time as long as you're Thavas. Then GB1, sorry. Wave 2nd to 4th time. Counterblast 1, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Thavas in its card name, you can pay that cost, draw a card, and this unit gains 3k. So that means total it's gained 5k. So it's like a split version of Melania, this card, and I just think it's slightly better, especially since you can give it the ability to attack from the back row. It's going to have higher power. So, yeah, love this card. 4. On to grade 1s. We've got 4 Ocean Keeper Plato. This is just the unflipped null. Not much to say there. This deck burns Counterblast like it's nobody's business. So you really need to unflip it. So that's why I play 4 copies of that. And even riding this card isn't that bad because you can Soul Blast it out and set up for your nulls later in the game. 4 Kelpie Rider Nikki. This is just your stride fodder. It's the Thavas corrector. So if you're the wrong Thavas, you can become the right Thavas. And it's also the stride fodder, so striding is fun. 3 copies of Battle Siren Melania. So I just cut this down from 4 to 3. Wave 3rd time or more Counterblast when this unit attacks a Vanguard. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Thavas in its card name, you pay the cost. If you do, draw a card, and this card gains 5k, and it has resist. So, because it has wave, you can give it the ability to attack from the back row if you want. I just think Seepla's a little bit better in the sense that at least after the Seepla's turn, you can like push her forward and stuff like that. So, yeah, Melania. If you want, you can cut 1 Seepla for a Melania. Next is 3 copies of Battle Siren Orthea. This card is hilarious. GB1, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted a rear guard. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of the boosted units, stand it, and that unit gets minus 5k until the end of turn. So it basically turns anything into title for a Counterblast and a Soul Blast, which is really nice. So you can use it to restand Seepla. You can use it to restand... Like, you can extra restand title, or you can restand Adelaide, which is the normal target, so you can get 3 attacks out of her. But yeah, no, cool. It also has resist, like most of this deck has resist, so your opponent can't mess with you while you're trying to make your plays. Triggers, Refit Sailor at 4. It's just the Tara clone. You normally use this for the counter charge when you bind the 2 of them. Not much to say there. 4 name crit, Kelpie Rider Petros. It's really just to draw and get some extra attack, and crits win games, so not much to say there either. 4 Supersonic Sailor. This card helps with your counter charge, act, put into soul. If you have an Arcus Force Vanguard, choose up to 1 card in your damage and turn it face up. So it builds your soul, but it also gives you your counter charge back, which you really want. And then finally, 4 Draw Trigger Battle Siren Malika. And she's just the Margle clone. Pop her into soul, give 3k to a unit. Make some of your restanding turns a little bit better because they're stronger. It means your opponent has to guard for more. Into the stride zone, some pretty standard stuff. 3 copies of Alexandros. You never do 4. And if you do, you're having a pretty poor game at that point. So wave 2nd or 3rd time, Counterblast, and choose a face down card in the G zone, turn it face up. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose 2 of your rear guards, stand them, and they get 5k for each face up card in your G zone. So he's a great 1st turn, he's a great 2nd turn, he's a great 3rd turn, he's a great ender as well. So generally, you're going to go into this mode. So this is like Baral for Great Nature. It's just a no-brainer card. 2 Wailing. I bumped this up. I would rather have a 2nd one if need be. It's got GB3 when it attacks. For each battle that a rear guard attacked during this turn, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and wipes it, retires it. And then GB2, third or more counterblast one with this unit attacks. You may pay the cost if you do until the end of the battle. This unit gets plus 5k for each battle that a rear guard attacked during this turn. And your opponent can't call grade 1s from their card, from their hand to the Guardian Circle. So this is really good because not only is it a board wipe, but it gains enormous power. And I'm sure this is going to be even funnier when we get Excel in this deck. So can't wait. But until then, I just prefer having 2 of them because if you use one of them as just a plain board wipe, and then the second one is as the kind of dealing with the using the counterblast. But both of them are really cool. So I play 1 set of the old Commander Thavas Storm Dominator. So you choose himself, flip him face up. Then you choose one of your rear guards, and until the end of turn, it gets 5k. And rear guard, this unit can attack from the back row, and until the end of turn, this unit gets Vanguard GB3, wave 4th time only. When your unit attacks a Vanguard, choose 3 of your opponent's rear guards. Your opponent chooses 1 rear guard from among them and retires it. So it's a little bit of retiring power. Really, it just combos off the new Thavas, giving you more attacks from the back row. So there are some times that you go into that. I play 1 set of the old Lambros. Flip himself. When this unit attacks, if it's the 4th battle of the turn or more, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose 2 of your rear guards and stand them. Then if the number of cards in your G-zone is face up is 2 or more, the units stood by this effect gain 10k. So it's kind of like a mini Alexandros, but the thing that makes it good is it's free. I said this in other decks as well. It's free, so if you're fighting against a deck where they're denying you resources or they're taking your resources away, you've got this for free. So it's good. 1 Seabreeze, one of the only decks that I think still needs it. You really need to stride first. You need to get that advantage out. You need to turn on your engine. So even if it costs you the 2 CB, there are ways to get it back, but you need to stride first. So this card is pretty damn good. Everybody knows what Seabreeze does. His name escapes me. Megiddo, the Zeroth Dragon for our nation. Everyone knows what he does. Placed on the circle, placed on Vanguard counterblast 2. You choose 5 units from your drop zone or hand. Call them. They all get 5k, and they all gain the skill after they attack. They can switch places. So you just call a bunch of multi-attackers. I believe that the most you can get out of this deck is like 11 to 13 attacks on the Megiddo turn. I'll say it. I've said it once. I'll say it again. If you get what's the name? Defeat flared while using Megiddo, you're an idiot because they can only defeat flare you if you attack with your Vanguard. Attack with all your rear guards first. So, yeah. Onto G Guardians. We got 1 Ehonis. This thing is the flip null. You counterblast, flip a G Guardian. When it's placed, you choose up to 5 of your rear guards. They all get resist and cannot be hit. And this unit gets 5k for each, a 5k shield for each unit chosen. So a full field, you give it all resist, you give them all, they can't be hit. So it just shuts down your opponent. And if it's a full field, this thing gains 25k. So it's your big shield. 2 Galphelia. This is kind of the baby Dogen Titan, because Dogen Titan got like super hype. He got 2, didn't he? Dogen Titan can do 2. So this thing for a Soul Blast, you flip hit face down, and you choose a card on a circle or in a damage zone, and you turn it face up. So you either get your counterblast back, which is what you do normally, or you can unflip a locked card. You can unlock a locked card. It's pretty cool. Its skill is wave 2nd or 3rd time. This unit gets 5k. That's not the reason you play it. You play it for that unflipping skill. And it's obviously it's completely reusable. This is generally what you'll flip up with Alexandros. So we've got the second and 3rd time covered, so we need to cover the 1st and 4th, which is where this guy comes in. G Guardian, 1st or 4th, when he's placed, this unit gains 10k. So it just covers the ones that Galphelia can't for the first 4 battles of the turn. Finally, Dismal. If you absolutely have to protect something, you've got this. You drop it down. You choose one of your rear guards until the end of the turn. It cannot be hit, cannot be chosen by the effects of your opponent. So it's like giving it resist. It's like a mini Ihonus that doesn't require a counterblast. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching our Thavas deck profile. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you want to see next. Thanks for watching.